Everybody, I hope everybody's having a fantastic Monday evening. It's 6 o'clock on my time, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I appreciate you joining me for the first of our quick series. These are going to be a quick little tutorials that are designed to help you really get up to speed with some of the features inside of Canvas. We'll have probably one or two on each topic, and each one will be about 15 minutes or less, I promise. Once we get finished up, the video will be posted online. It'll be hosted on our school website, and it'll be hosted on our Facebook page. I'm going to go ahead and start screen sharing real quick. If you have questions, feel free to type them in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself there at the tail end, and I'll answer any questions that you may have. So I'm going to go ahead and jump on to screen sharing real quick. Okay, everybody should be seeing a gray screen that says staying organized. Okay, so what we're going to be focusing on today is how to stay organized with the calendar and to-do list inside of Canvas. I'm Brian Houghton. I'm the assistant principal and curriculum director. Right here, you've got my contact information. You can reach out to me anytime with questions. You can get a hold of me via email, through my work phone number and my cell phone number. Today, we're going to cover a handful of things. We're going to touch base on what Canvas is. We're going to look real quick at how to access Canvas, and then we're going to look at the to-do list and calendar features inside of Canvas. Like I said, we're going to go pretty quick. We're not going to cover too much in one setting. We're going to make sure that we move pretty fast so everybody has a chance to get some basic information, think about it, and move on. So what is Canvas? First off, Canvas is what's called a learning management system. There are a lot of different learning management systems out there. You may have heard of several different ones. We use Canvas because it provides a seamless and common interface for teaching and learning, submission of assignments, participation in discussions, receiving feedback, staying organized, etc. It's used by schools, colleagues, and universities all across the state. At last count, last I heard, it was used by about 700 different universities, 2-year and 4-year across the state. When you think about that, that's really pretty impressive that students are going to have a chance to become familiar with something that they're going to be using later on. Canvas is accessed in two ways. First off, it can be accessed via fredoniaks.instructure.com or via the Canvas Parent app. There's an app that's available for free in the iOS App Store, so if you have an iPhone or an iPad, or if you have an Android, it's also available in Google Play, again, free of charge, and you want the Canvas Parent app. We'll talk a little bit more about an Observer account at the tail end and talk about how you can get signed up later this week or early next week for that feature. We're going to look at how we would sign in. So we would go to fredoniaks.instructure.com. We put in our sign-in information. And once we're signed in, we're going to see a little bit of information on what's called the dashboard. The dashboard is going to show all of the different courses that may be available inside of a student's account. Right now, you see a lot of them in here because this is my account. And you can see that there's far more than what your student would be enrolled in. But you can see that it gives the course name, it gives a thumbnail that represents the course, and then we can see that we have a toolbar over here along the left-hand side of the screen with account information, dashboard, courses, calendar, inbox, comments, and so on. Over here on the right-hand side of the screen, we have a to-do list, we have a coming up section, and we have recent feedback. As we look at this in terms of what a student would see, what we're really focusing on here is how a student would stay organized. When they sign in, they're going to see all of their courses, and the very first thing that they see right over here on the right-hand side of the screen is an active to-do list. This to-do list is really handy because it's kind of a dynamic list. It automatically populates as assignments come near inside of Canvas. If something's coming up to a due date, it's automatically going to appear on that to-do list. It provides a direct link to the assignment. It provides the date and the time that it's due. And if students happen to prematurely cross something off on the to-do list by clicking the X, it's going to keep reappearing. The nice thing about it, if you don't see something on the to-do list, the student has completed it. So once they've actually submitted an assignment, it's going to cross it off of the list. So that to-do list, again, is just a really handy feature I know we all use sticky notes. We all use some sort of organizational software. And this is software that's available to you and to your students so that they can stay caught up on what needs to be done and how to stay organized. The next feature that we're going to take a quick look at is the calendar feature inside of Canvas. The calendar feature, again, if we click over here on the left-hand side, this link is going to open up a student calendar. This calendar is generated automatically. The students don't have to put stuff on it. You as the parent can see this in your student account, and you can see this inside of your account. You're going to see that it has information for all of the different classes that the student's participating in. You're going to see that those assignments, as they're completed, those are crossed off. So between the to-do list that we have right over here and the calendar that we have right over here, staying on top of what's coming up in your student's life is really pretty easy in terms of what's going on in terms of classwork and academics. A couple of other neat features regarding the calendar. If you want to see what an assignment is, simply mouse over it for a moment and you're going to see that it pops up. It's going to give it the details. It's going to tell what class it's in. It's going to give a little bit of information about it. It may have links to a video. For example, in this class, in calculus, they have a small video that they would watch. So they are able to see that and then directly from the calendar. And you can see another example here. You can see a vocabulary example. And this gives a preview of the Google Doc that the student will be working with. The calendar can also be accessed in more of an agenda type view. So you can look at it as an agenda. You can look at it weekly or monthly. So now, next steps. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to sign up as an observer. And the very best way to do this is to attend the open house for the elementary on Thursday, August 20th, or attend the open house for FJSHS on Monday, August 24th, depending upon where your student happens to be attending. What's going to happen during those sessions is you're going to get a little bit more in-depth information on Canvas, and you're going to actually be able to sign up for that Canvas observer account. And with that observer account, you're going to be able to go in and you're going to be able to see these things, that calendar and to-do list at all times, so you can stay caught up on what's going on in your students' coursework. So as that observer, you'll be able to sign in and see what Johnny or Susie are doing in the to-do list. You'll be able to access their calendar, and you'll have those organizational tools at your disposal. So again, those dates are Thursday, August 20th for the elementary and Monday, August 24th for the junior, senior high school. Again, you have my contact information. So if you think of questions or as we're getting started in the upcoming school year, if you have questions or needs, please make sure that you reach out, and I'll be more than happy to work with you to make sure that everything is successful. Okay, does anybody have any questions at this point that I'd be happy to answer? Okay, well, if nobody has any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and end the meeting. And like I said, this video will be posted online. It'll be posted to our district website, and it'll be posted to our school's Facebook account. And again, we'll be having these videos on a pretty regular basis over the next week to make sure that you're getting up to speed on lots of little different tips so that you're up and running with all the different features of Canvas. Have a great day, and really appreciate you all joining us.
Mr. Houghton,
Yes.
there are a couple questions in the chat.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I missed those.
Wendy wants to know, when will the students get their sign-in info?
The sign-in information will be shared at the parent open house.
And then will we have separate observer accounts for each student? Like I have a student at Lincoln and at the high school. So will I have 2 observer accounts?
That's a great question. No, you'll have one account, and in that same account, you'll be able to see everything for your students.
Fantastic.
So you'll see your to-do list, and you'll be able to, and it'll be, Kylene, it'll be sorted out by class. So
Oh, good.
you know, when you're looking at that calendar, you can see what's going on for your older students and what's going on for your younger students.
Cool, thank you.
Absolutely. Does anybody else have any questions? You can type them in the chat or just go ahead and unmute yourself. And the process for creating that observer account is it's about a 1.5 minute long process, and we'll walk you through that on those open house evenings. If you have the Canvas Parent app already installed on a device, you can use that then. Very simple process, and we look forward to helping you with that. And if there's no further questions, I'll go ahead and sign off for tonight, and we'll see all of you soon. All right, bye everybody.